right. Had to turn on my mic. We got Ben in the
Yes.
studio. What's up? Or
Yep,
not in the
coming
studio,
in
but
hot.
coming in hot.
Remoting into the studio, of course, as always.
Little Tesla technology, perhaps. You know.
Yes. Little sending transmission through light waves to one machine to another.
So, interesting. We were just talking about it earlier. Tomorrow is a 1 year anniversary of the channel for the Patriot Hour. 1 year tomorrow. I have a video. We went back to look, and it's labeled 29. 18.
2018.
And I'm like, yeah, 2918. What was I doing or thinking? That, you know, I knew I was very new to trying to run everything and speak at the same time. And the first show, of course, I'm solo, and it was just the first one, folks. But I did record that. Ben remembers I recorded it, and then I was like, well, I guess I'll create a YouTube to start with, and created the YouTube after I did the video. So I didn't really know exactly if it was YouTube or what we were going to start with. Kind of knew it was going to be YouTube, but anyway. Of course, I didn't mess up. It was I was reading a Q post from 2.9, but it just so happened to be 2.10. So I labeled it appropriate 2.9. It shows on YouTube. It was published on the 10th, and I didn't do a video and then wait a day. I remember that. I didn't wait a whole day to put it out. So I did it like at 10 in the morning and had it up by like 11:30 or noon. So anyway, tomorrow I'll maybe show a clip of that. You guys can maybe go find it. Again, it's really rough, but actually it was crazy what I was talking about for that very first Q post.
Information, still real viable.
Yes. So, all right, what's going on? What have you been seeing popping off in your news ventures of today? Kind of keeping eyes on little what's buzzing. You were saying something about all the white, all the what was it? The Democrats sitting there, that the ones that didn't really clap, didn't participate. It's almost like a collusion of no matter what's said, we don't stand and we won't clap. That didn't seem like much freedom of expression or individuality.
No, it was in Garage Talk, of course. We were looking at Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's AOC, her get up, and it kind of looked like the bottom half of a KKK sheet. I'm like,
whoops. Okay, well, I didn't see that photo exactly, but
yeah, just hilarious. Just as hilarious. So you figured, hey, you know, you gotta laugh at these people sometimes because even they don't even know what they're wearing sometimes.
It's got to have made it right here. So here's high fives imaginary person. I didn't see that. Alexandria, so AOC high fives imaginary person. They're desperate, folks. Desperate to high five.
Look at what she's wearing. It looks like she's wearing, it's like a half cape / shawl. You know, I mean, this is
video evidence shows that AOC was not even close to making contact with another person because no one was even in the direction they were participating in a high five with her.
Now they're calling her out for, oh, look at that's a high five. That's an air high five. She was giving a little something up to the people. Get him. Get that fly out of here.
Unless it was her
Smack that flea.
Her demon buddy. Her little demon that hangs out. And that's awesome. What do you guys think of that out there? Oh, we got a super chat. Mary Zimmerman.
Awesome.
Report anyone leaving animals outside for a long time outside in the horrid cold weather states. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's too cold, people.
Yeah, what a wacko. I agree with Amy. Just high-fiving nobody. That's like an air ball in basketball, you know. So
big time.
I don't really need to read much of that article. So, but we were talking about something different. See how they're all in white though? It was like unity, and we're not gonna clap or Talk.
Why is a bunch of minorities wearing all white? I mean, don't they not like white people? Should they wear all like darker colors or something?
All right, let's get into the queue. How about that? A couple new
Oh
queue
yeah.
posts.
Yeah, that's what you guys want. You know it. We've been waiting for it. Phyllis Hudson. Awesome.
Nice. Thank you, Phyllis Hudson. Title to be determined. So optics are. This came at 3:48 p.m. Optics are important. Stealth bombers silent. Reread Mueller regarding design to drops. Design to drops. Reread Mueller regarding design to
Certain
drops.
things are designed to.
The drops. How they're gonna drop. So let me see Mueller. Copy. Probe conclusion coming. So the conclusion of everything, right? The probe. T. So we got in the brackets, the kill brackets, minus 30. What are we talking here? 30 days?
I would we're going to assume that as of right now, we don't know
30.
if it's 30 individuals in the house.
30 hours.
We don't know. 30
Come
hours.
Monday morning. We're not quite
no.
there. Coincidence conclusion occurring as new AG installed. What is the purpose of Whitaker? Riri drops regarding Scaramucci model. Purpose. Who did Scaramucci remove? Effective. Optics important. What occurs post installed blockade removal? D class. Rod Rosenstein complete removal. OIG release of findings. How are they preparing to combat this? What's the narrative in the brackets? Narrative equals vital. House Intel launch of more fake investigations in an attempt to retain false narrative and claim political attacks, if investigated and prosecuted themselves. AS, Adam Schiff.
Oh.
SDNY, AG.
That's the Attorney General.
SDNY, though.
SDNY, you guys. If anybody knows it offhand,
Yes.
quiet, listen up right now.
You guys
Start
maybe
us out
watch
right
some
there.
other videos. Attempts to retain blockade, attempts to prevent public release of the truth. 0 leaks regarding Huber. 0. Do not mistake public silence for inaction. This is not another 4-year election.
Ooh.
So, what do we take that for?
Well, the last line is kind of definitely describing what we've been talking about this is just not another 4-year election. This is not another presidency. It's pretty interesting when you're looking at coincidence of this concluding occurring as new Attorney General is installed. Interesting. We've been talking about Whitaker. He's had 240 days now, 45, 50 days, something like that. Is that what it's been so far? I think of.
Did he get 180? Is it 180 days or 180?
Is it 180 days?
6 months,
I believe.
or was it
Yes,
120? 4 months. I can't remember.
He had a period of time, when the old Attorney General was removed, and he was the, he was temporarily. The Scaramucci model is interesting.
William
Scaramucci
Sammons.
remove.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
William Sammons. Where we go one, we go all. So we'll look that up here. Go ahead and read this next one. Okay, it's not very big. 2677 in the series. That's 2,677 post drops. In the set, folks. So go ahead, Ben. 3:52 p.m.
It says, I don't know if you can throw up on screen so they all could see,
yeah.
but
There we go.
never left. It's
we
time
never
to
heard
return
you.
publicly.
Hold on.
Oh, you still there?
There you go. Yep, we're there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Anonymous texted on the board, welcome back. Q captured it, re-threw it up here, and replied, we never left. It's time to return publicly. Q. So maybe we're going to start seeing a lot more Q drops coming. It's time to return public. We think that would be more about returning to the Q board, this kind of stuff, getting more drops, more and more. So pretty exciting stuff. I know a lot has happened on the Hill since the last time Q had posted. So this is some real interesting stuff for sure.
Yes, I agree. Welcome back. We never left. It's just time to return publicly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's let me pull this off. Look for Mueller.
Let's go search here.
67 drops containing Mueller. But we were to look at ones that were regarding drops.
Yeah, it says, let me get here. Design 2 drops. So Mueller's going to be Design 2 drops.
Yeah, some of these are telling us how the flow of everything went. Q names the conspirators in the Spygate Russia hoax. So this is how it branched, how it went down. What if those placed are being investigated by Mueller, former director of FBI, Bob Mueller, special counsel? Why did Mueller meet POTUS one day prior to the FBI announcement if Mueller could not be offered director due to previous term limits rule? Why is Pelosi begging for a new special counsel? What is Pelosi's net worth? This is way back from November of 17. Mueller unmasked.
Talks about Rod Rosenstein. Could Sessions publicly challenge with creating a dilemma? Looking for the Design 2 drops. Let's see what that is.
What happens if Mueller proves Free Speech Systems LLC, aka InfoWars, is linked to a foreign intel agency or other non-domestic entity? This was getting back into InfoWars, Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Linked to a foreign intel.
Again, you guys know how I like to quickly on the fly, just see if we can't quickly research some of this stuff to see if anything pops out on a real quick level. Sometimes it's just a matter of, normal what you're seeing now versus, a little more in depth. But sometimes you can find something real good to correlate here.
SD, Lower Hudson Valley, New York. Somebody put for the SD one earlier, yes.
Okay.
Put Design 2 in search box. Okay, good idea. Design 2.
All right, let's try that. $67 drops, huh? Okay.
No. All right, here we go. Mueller. Design 2. Taking evidence.
Okay.
We would have came across this eventually, but that was good. Good call. Good call.
Love you guys. Oh, there you go.
See, you guys are smart. How do you navigate around? And that was Marty Jackson. I saw that. So Marty
when will this
Jackson.
come out? When will this one right here?
Everyone give Marty Jackson a big round of
Marty Jackson gets the
patriotic hands. Thank you. All right, so Mueller designed to take in evidence needed to expose the deep state DOJ block regarding Mueller evidence ongoing investigation. So wait, let's say this again. Mueller designed to take in evidence needed to expose the deep state. And then in the brackets, the DOJ, Department of Justice, block regarding. We need to look into that. DOJ block regarding Mueller evidence ongoing investigation. Mueller designed to limit POTUS ability to maneuver. Mueller designed to stall for time until midterm elections to terminate all House Senate ongoing investigations. Mueller designed to safeguard Democratic Party base false narrative regarding the Russia collusion. POTUS cheated, evil, sky falling. An effort to divide and mobilize for future protests, riots, threats, violence, and false flags, etc. Mueller designed to provide fake news with ammunition to sway public opinion, obstruct foreign plus domestic agenda. Fuel impeachment, removal, fuel anti-POTUS division, prevent unity. Mueller designed to demonstrate to foreign players that the old guard still pulls strings. Mueller designed to mobilize Democratic Party for midterm vote win. Mueller designed to push Democratic Party backers to donate. GoFund for the D Party. Mueller designed as public outcry excuse should criminal charges be brought against them. We are being politically attacked because Mueller. How do you remove installed blockade? D-class, D-class, D-class. How do you navigate around installed corrupt FBI and DOJ? Use a stealth bomber. So, is this kind of telling us that?
And that's exactly what ties into today's post, because it says optics are important. Stealth bombers, silent. Probe conclusion coming. Coincidence. What is the purpose of Whitaker? So, I mean, very interesting.
Just make sure there's nothing more. I always like this one. General statement. We understand that there's extreme fatigue and frustration regarding the wills of justice. Slow. How they're moving so slow. Exclude your emotion and personal desire. Instead, use logic and critical thinking based on situational awareness. How do you undo a lifetime of evil and corruption and infestation in the span of less than 2 years with a corrupt DOJ and FBI in place? It's process and planning of law and order. It's a military operation at its finest, folks. How can you make arrest of non-military prior to first fully cleaning out of corrupt elements at the very top of those departments? Now, again, we found out, you find out you have the head of your FBI, the head of your DOJ, the heads of your NSA, CIA.
Counterintelligence.
If they're corrupt, you're allowed to shut down them whole agencies. Trump could have just came in and shut them down, but how does that look? And they almost created these investigations to where you couldn't, because then it'd look real bad on them to shut down these head of these agencies. Like, well, they're corrupt. So these people, folks, are engaged in the illegal. The ones that are screaming the loudest and in charge were the ones that they were going after. So they were, of course, fighting back with everything legally the way it looked good on TV. So that's what do you take from all that, Ben?
Oh, I think that was a good little prop up for sure, man. That today's post directly ties into that actual Design 2 post. That kind of definitely rolls out what's happening. I mean, if we're talking about our southern border, what about, definitely the security of our internal government and these people who we rely on to to follow the laws that were passed, to investigate people with the Constitution in mind. And the heads of these people are just going down like left and right. It's crazy. So even further on in that last post you were reading, it was starting to tell you who was fired. And it's like, and that's not secret. You can go to public records and see when, Comey was fired, and these people and all these individuals. So it's quite clear that things are happening. They're just not being reported on a mainstream level.
Yeah, I agree. You see here.
And of course, his last post saying that, they never left, but they're just not going to start to come back publicly. I think that tells me that for sure they're going to start more Q posts, more drops, more breadcrumbs, more little nuggets of truth coming over.
All right, so what was the other one we were going to search for? Was that it?
Oh, it would be the Scaramucci model.
Yeah.
Scaramucci. And then, of course, who did Scaramucci remove? Let me look up who did Scaramucci remove. Just real quick, like, see, this is how we do it.
Players.
So he was a communications director. Any of you guys out there know who he removed? I'm kind of looking at all they're telling me. I see, John Kelly, the starting attorney, fires Anthony Scaramucci.
Hold on here. Let's do this. I got this. So look here for Matt Whitaker. Stealth bomber.
Ah, he's the stealth bomber.
He's one of them. Right?
Okay.
Let's see if we can't
That's
find
a
old
good one.
Scaramucci. Evil. Pope, neutral, unknown.
Oh, he's number 2, right under the evil one.
Flipped, freed. Rachel Chandler. Havel. Flipped and freed. Trader Pawn. Patriot. Dershowitz. Kim Jong. Flipped and freed. Trader Pawn. Flipped and freed. Bill Beanie. Patriot. Yes, he is. Al Gore.
Yes, he is.
Gina Haspel. Allison Mack.
Looking for the Scaramucci's.
Clapper. Trader. Pawn. Of course. Neutral, unknown. Trader Pawns. Neutral. Patriot. Evil. Al-Weed bin Tahala. Ta'al.
I know there's something called the Scaramucci play here. Q posts about 10th of November. Tempire to remove embedded untrustworthy staffers. I just typed in
might not be in
Scaramucci
here.
on the.
It's not in here. It's not one of them they have. I thought it was brought up maybe, so. All right, hold on here.
No, it's pretty cool. I'm finding.
Yeah, what do you got?
When I typed in Scaramucci on the Q map, it only came up with 4 drops. Today's drop, and then this was an interesting one, which
What
is
number?
post 2468
All right.
that says the Scaramucci play. Temp hire to remove embedded untrustworthy staffers. Spicer, Prebus. Temps can be very dangerous to those who are targeted. Think Whitaker. That's another good one for the people as well. That 2468 that came out on the 10th of November. Let's see what else he's saying. Yeah, well, okay, and then I want to say so I guess the Scaramucci model, there's also post 2654 talks about the Scaramucci model.
What post? 2624?
2654. Public opinion optics do not matter. Temps can be very dangerous to those who are targeted. And it gives a nice Axios.com article regarding Trump acting cabinet heads more flexibility. Let's see what that brings up over here.
So there we go. Scaramucci model. Public opinion optics do not matter. Temps can be very dangerous to those who are targeted. Q. This came out on 6th of January 2019, 1:06 p.m. Post 2654 in the series.
And then obviously 2468. I think that would be a good one to go over, and because that pretty much talks about exactly what the last post today was. If people don't know what the Scaramucci model, here's a Scaramucci play right out of the Scaramucci playbook.
Temp hired to remove embedded, untrustworthy staffers, Spicer and Rance Priebus. Temps can be very dangerous to those who are targeted. Think Whitaker. Next week. White House optics must remain stable. Pull this up here. Think Whitaker next week. White House optics must remain stable. Got an article here on ABC. A list of officials who have left the Trump administration. A running list of who has left.
Get the deep state out of here. Make America great.
Yes. Attacks occur from all directions, or many did not leave by choice, save face, and promote MAGA or be exposed. Less than 10. Sounds like the old Q thing.
How many in the Q team?
Attacks. Less than 10, but takes two hand. Attacks occur from all directions. Logical thinking. Why attack a movement simply by design? Asking people to think for themselves. Control equals power. Why are the biggest news companies in the world continuing to attack this movement? Why is the Washington Post leading the attacks? Why do the attacks come in waves? Coronated. You attack those the most who are the biggest threat. Swamp contains red and blue. See, this crosses both party lines. We've said that from the beginning, folks. It's called deep
Evil's
state.
evil.
Deep state is deep stater. And there is no affiliation. Just optics. Optics to give you the illusion. The old
So we
hidden
definitely
hand.
look at to see, what Whitaker is doing. What's the whole deal? Why is his temp status so unique? Why is he in there for, I want to look it up. I want to know, is it 180 days, people? Why don't some of you guys tell us, was it 180 days as the Attorney General acting, that Whitaker is kind of acting in this window of time he has until the president appoints a new permanent acting Attorney General? So let us know if it's I think it was like 180 days you were saying,
or
it's 210 days. Amy Marcia said 210 Aussie dog. All right, cool. 210, you guys. Sweet.
Nice, you guys. That's good work.
So so there's 210, and according to some of the Q posts we just read to you, obviously, why would you put somebody in a temp position to target those who are the deep staters? So I think for sure.
All right, I was looking all that up again. There's just so much, whatever happened to that Awan guy, that was working all the servers, him and his family, had the whole like democratic thing, and they were running the servers and all their security, and
The DNC
this guy got caught at the
security,
airport with, trying to leave or something, and
a bunch of info.
Loretta Lynch has flipped. Yeah, it just seems like, there's just too much, folks. Too much.
Got to promote that. It's funny. Also, in that little Q drop, he also said that they got to promote MAGA, Make America Great Again movie kind of a thing.
MAGA.
Or suffer the consequences.
$2.10. Hold on here. I just found it. Okay, the succession question is actually a bit complicated by default under an obscure statute known as the Vacancies Reform Act of 1998. Brand's temporary successor as acting associate attorney general is her principal deputy, Jesse Ponciano. The same statute would also allow the president to choose someone else to serve as the acting AAG on a temporary basis for up to 210 days. So that's over 6 months. 180 is 6 months. What do we end up saying? 110 days, or is it 210? Because we're seeing 210.
210 they were coming out with. Yeah, it was all 210. So you guys are on top of it for sure.
There it is.
Keeping us straight and narrow, but there it is again right there.
So there we go, folks. Just to verify that we found it. So, that's what, like 8 months maybe or something? Close to.
I think the pool of individuals from which the president could draw in the case of includes individuals already holding Senate confirmed positions in executive branch or senior civil service lawyers in the Justice Department, specifically acting. When does the clock run out? So you guys, this.
When did he come on? Is that another 30 days on his 210? I mean, I'm not like he's the...
Or do we got 30 days to go until the 210 days is up? What you guys think? Give us a shout out. You think we got T-minus 30 days until the 200-day temporary thing is up? Or
when did Whitaker come aboard? That's something we need. When did Whitaker come aboard? I'll look it up.
Patty Blythe at 7 months based on 30-day month equals 210.
Yeah, no,
right.
180 right. is 180 is the 6 months, and you add another 30. That's your 210. That's what I just kind of generically came up with. That's a good point. So now we're gonna look up. I'm gonna look up.
When did Whitaker take?
Whitaker.
So Trump's new acting attorney general. Give me a date, people. This is 7th of November, 2018.
Appointed, so he was appointed by Trump. Yep, that's not very long ago. So November 7th to December 7th, January.
I don't know, that's just when this was published, though. This article was published. I don't know.
No, but I'm looking here. He was appointed by President Trump on November 7th of 2018 after Jeff Sessions resigned. That might.
So what? 6 days to go for the 15th for sure.
Yeah, you guys think there's going to be a government? We're going to go into a shutdown again. You think we're going to get the national emergency declared, or we've kind of found out we don't even need to declare one to do everything that's happening? But that probably, like Ben was saying, it gets a little bit more attention, maybe gets things done a little quicker if you get Congress on board. Or, But again, I like to argue, how do you have a war on drugs without having a secure border? And what I mean by secure is doing everything you can And then if you still have people digging under fence, going over fence, and coming through the checkpoints where they get checked and just somehow some get through, and still try to tighten up on that. But how do you have a war on drugs, a war on human trafficking, without doing the most you can?
Hey, we need to win some of the wars that are not perpetual.
Yeah.
And be done with it.
Instead of having forever wars. Well, we're going to create this war on drugs, and it'll last the rest of your time on Earth.
Yeah. Once a wall is built, they have a huge, awesome, secure southern border. It's not called a war. Now it's just called maintenance.
Well, maintaining. Right.
Cynthia Gatto says, I hope they build the wall without a shutdown. Yeah, Mike and I were talking about they've already built the wall. They're not built the entire wall. They're already building and have been for last year and a half now. But we definitely think that, if we get...
So Friday has only been 88 days on Whitaker being in office. So the 210 is like, I think that's just the most he can do by being an appointed one. You have to have like the real one voted in by the 210 day. So I don't know if that meant anything. We were just trying to come up, hey, there's some date coming up to expire, but that's got some time. That looks like, he's got another 4 months.
The last post, he puts -30 in the kill brackets. Could it be like maybe 30 days before he drops his report?
Yeah. Is it 30 hours, 30 days, 30 minutes? I don't know. I didn't see nothing more.
Definitely not 30 seconds, because that's gone and we're done on that one.
I wish I could see the end of it all. The suspense is killing me. Yeah, it's I mean, it just seems like it's gotten to an all-time real peak with the left, though. I mean, there's some kind of show going on over there. As much as they attack this Kavanaugh guy, and then now you got like 3 people in your own party, and they're like, well, don't rush to conclusion. And I mean, I guess people have filed some paperwork to get some of these guys out. Like some people in the state of Virginia, probably we can look at this article. I'm gonna guess it's a Republican out of Virginia that probably put in the paperwork.
In his history, let's see what it says.
Or I can be shocked, and it could be a fellow Democrat. So, Virginia lawmaker to introduce articles of impeachment against Justin Fairfax 6 hours ago. So let's click into it.
Okay.
It's not secure. Let's get back here. Virginia lawmaker to introduce articles of impeachment against Justin Fairfax. Patrick Hope wants to impeach the lieutenant governor. A member of the Virginia House of Delegates announced Friday evening that he will file articles of impeachment against Democratic Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax if Fairfax has not resigned. So impeach against Democratic Lieutenant. Well, Fairfax is Democratic. All 3 of the people that are facing things are Democratic. I don't know who this guy out of the Virginia House of Delegates.
He will file articles. Yeah, who is this guy who's filing the articles?
So Patrick Hope. Does anybody know that one down below? Or in the live? Does anyone know if not that like we said, it's not a huge thing, just to see if it's a fellow Democrat putting in the charges on him or the impeachment, or is it a Republican? Fairfax and the Virginia Democratic Party is in a tough spot, given that the governor, Ralph Northstrom, was exposed by big league politics as a racist for wearing the blackface or the KKK robe. Now they're saying it, to a party during the medical school shooting, photo op. Attorney General Mark Herring admitted himself, once that came out, that he himself had done the blackface, just preempting any social media attention, because it's eventually going to come out. So he wanted to get a jump on it. That's hilarious.
Well,
That shoe polish is hard to wipe off, folks, even 20 years later.
real
All right,
hard, real
it
hard. It kind of stains the
shoe
soul.
polish
See,
stains your soul. Goes, you put it on your face up here. You do a couple of photos, and then you're kind of, because it's coming out. I mean, Ted Danson, Becker.
well,
I mean, come on, Becker.
yeah.
He was married to Whoopi at the time. She gave him a pass, but now she's gonna hammer him on it. It's like, well, you were married to him,
Folks,
Whoopi, and you went with him out to the party. It don't matter. I was a different person back then. This is how crazy it's gonna get, folks. Mark my words.
It even gets crazier because if you have this is according to the Archdiocese of Baltimore, reporting on the U.S. Archbishop at the Vatican says the Democratic Party becoming the party of death. So
Yes.
you're really
we know
bad
that these black faces weren't done. People are putting in here that people did it back then and it wasn't meant. It was just a different time. Correct. I mean, even now, people probably, not now, not promoting it. I'm just saying people would do it. And yeah, I guess now is definitely not the time to be doing it.
We would do it now, but now everybody's all touchy-feely about blackface and this and that. What about whiteface and what about red face?
What does it take to make it? Like I said, so the whiteface, yeah, the way the movie, these two black guys dress up as white girls. Maybe somebody's offended by that. Does it just take one person to be offended, or a lot of you? What does it take to be like, well, I don't like it, and that movie should be banned, maybe not played anymore, taken off the air? I mean, this is what happens to these people. They get screwed over for something 40 years ago.
The people who made that movie.
Yeah, and these people get destroyed the minute something happens on one end of the table, but then you got Bill Cosby. His shows, they still run on lots of networks. They're still playing the Cosby Show. It hasn't been banned.
Dave Chappelle. I mean, it goes on and on and on.
But these certain people get kicked off and they shut everything down, and different times or not. It's a lot of hypocrisy coming to a peak right now lately. It seems like a huge amount of hypocrisy.
I would agree big time.
Yeah, like it stains the soul. It does, folks. As we were saying, don't.
You go down that path, good or bad, man. When you start distinguishing yourself in this by, it just gets dark, literally. That's what we're talking about. Nah, man.
Like we said, the one guy, Marine sniper. There you go. He had put, eventually, like we said, hey, the movie Predator, Schwarzenegger had to put the dirt on to hide from the alien. Some of these guys out there, snipers crawling around, they were going to be putting on, some guys use all black, some guys use, the camo, depending on your situation and what you need to use. But I don't know.
We're going to start outlawing different colored vehicles because your vehicle doesn't look like my vehicle, and my vehicle may get offended. I mean,
yeah.
Does a black cat have a higher priority or price on its head than a white cat? I mean, does it mix up? I mean, come on, guys. At what point in time are we going to start trying to stop sterilizing everything in life?
It was my camo offensive to the trees? Could have been. See? Yeah, see, we're having a good time. That's what it's about. Bringing this stuff to the forefront, folks. I mean, your guys' opinion, it's crazy. Not your opinion's crazy, but I like to see your opinion on this crazy. On these crazy
Saddles
topics.
was hilarious. Oh, I suggest watching that movie over and over and over. There's so many good truths in that movie. Oh my gosh.
Whitaker, yeah, November 7th of 18. 88 days or something as of Friday. So 89 today. Thank you guys earlier for the all the super chats, just in case I missed anybody. We appreciate it. Where is Mel Brooks when we need him? Whatever happened to Mel Brooks? Is he passed, or is he still kind of living
I
in
think he died.
old?
By the way,
Somebody will tell us.
UNK777, my wall identifies as a fence.
Yes, my $20 bill identifies as a hundo all day long.
I guess
Change.
the same thing. I go to my bank and I say, hey, my account says, Sir, you have $100 in there. I says, oh no, that is $1 million. I identify with that. That's how I feel it should be.
My $100 bill identifies as a mill. Yon. All right, so let me pull up this other.
Mel Brooks is still alive, 92 years old. Wow, amazing!
Heck yeah.
I didn't know he was still alive. That's awesome.
So Warren launched her campaign officially today. I think she was going to do it around noon. I didn't watch it or anything. The Massachusetts senator hit
Bad
on
idea.
themes
Oh my
of
gosh.
resistance and criticized the president, but is still being scrutinized over her Native American heritage claims.
No, we don't need. That's the worst thing we could have as a leader.
Well, you want him or her? Who are you voting for, Ben? Which one?
I'd rather have a male any day than a female leader. Females do not make good leaders of countries or leaders of big things very well.
Ooh, all right. Here you guys go, folks.
I'll say it right now. Ain't no way, especially somebody's in charge.
There you
With
have it.
logic and
I don't have much of opinion on that, folks. Agree.
Yeah,
A lot of
that's
people.
cool.
No.
have no
You guys,
it's
you
for
and
sure,
Ben.
yeah.
It's Ben in the chat room here. You guys talk.
no, it's all good. That's what it's about, man. If you just logically think about it, man. You're running countries. You think you want to go off emotions? It has to be logical. I mean, how many times, if Trump was listen, I'm not bashing females. You guys do stuff way better than men and versa. I'm not getting this huge equality thing or non-equality. And I know some people don't like to back away or don't really want to talk about it. But, if you're getting over who's going to be a better leader, somebody who identifies because they feel they're American Indian, like, nah, That's no bueno for me, So, and that's all good. Stand by what your laurels are and what you believe in. And, if that was my decision, I would definitely off those two. There's always the lesser of two evils. And that's always what we're always trying to fight against. But, bad.
All right. I say, yeah, hey, we've had people running, Hillary, we had a woman in the Republican Party this time. I can't remember what she did beforehand, owner of something, CEO for a while of something. But
when I'm talking about businesses and things like that, I'm not saying anything about that, but I'm talking about running countries, directing, military, strategic things like that.
I just say, for my own personal thing, I listen to everyone, and I'm going to pick who says and sounds, and maybe they're, if they have a little background to look at, I'm going to pick who's best for the job. That's basically how I would, just if we're on the topic. So, right or wrong, that's just my. But yeah, anybody, man or woman, you can't be emotional on some of these things. There's a science to certain things, folks, and that's, we talk about combat. That's been a hot topic for about 10, 20 years, women in combat. Why not? Or why weren't they allowed? What was the whole, they even blamed it on the men, that sometimes men get emotional once the women are around, and they're apt to run back and grab a body and put themselves in harm's danger.
When we make these statements, at least when I make these statements, don't, of course, if you're really that ignorant, I'm not talking about every woman, Neither is Mike when it talks about, women in the combat positions. It's not every woman is incapable of doing this kind of stuff. And if you think it's that way, it's like, come on now. Don't go down that path.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's awesome GI Janes and things like that, but I mean, yeah, there are critical positions that are more worked by men. I don't see any female crabbers in the Arctic getting crab out there. It's a hard job. You lose fingers and things like that. I'm not saying they couldn't do it. Just normally that's not what the people do like that on most things. You don't see women in the front lines combat.
You
Why? There's
see,
a lot of issues.
in like this is a fact as well, folks, in like shootings at banks or movie theater shootings that we've had now, and the statistics that comes out of those. Even at the Vegas shooting, you're going to see that the men typically cower in front of the kids or their wives or their female companions. So it's like almost a natural instinct. But yeah, no, they are in frontline combat at this point, folks. That's the whole
Yeah, no,
point
we're
of that
not
conversation.
denying. There's still some really big issues, for sure.
I was
in
just
the,
saying what it was,
females
the build up for that for years, and what the topics, the hot words coming out of both parties. But there are, like I said, facts. But Northern vows to finish term. So
Rachel
yes,
Fox, Joan of Arc. Yeah, do some research on Joan of Arc. She'll tell you what we're telling you. Joan of Arc would agree with me, by the way. So yeah, no, it's just you guys. I mean, we want, just in case, Ben, take me on, I dare you. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, if you're look at, I'm like 6'1", I'm like 220. I'm not saying I can beat up every woman in the world. I've not ever said that, obviously. So that's funny. Take you on. No, I don't. Here we go. Now you're gonna start getting all these women all pissed off at me and thinking, "Don't be ignorant, you guys." And I'm like, it's just, come on now. Doesn't Queen Amelia rule her country? Yeah, she does, because she doesn't have a husband that can do it. So, but does she make decisions? No, doesn't the Parliament make the decisions, and she pretty much writes off on them? But hey, tell me, I always look at these things over here and then say, no, she wants to put her hands on you. That's funny. You don't want to get, at least in the military, when I didn't know about all, hey, why is there no dudes around? He broke it down to me really well, why we don't have females in the front lines. That was a few years ago. We have women, obviously, now in the front lines, and he got pretty graphic, and he pretty much sealed the deal. Do a little bit of research. It's not really a good idea for women to be in the field in it for a long period of time. So
all right, so we got some Trump tweets here. 2 hours ago. I think it's very important for the Democrats to press forward with their Green New Deal. It would be great for so-called carbon footprint to permanently eliminate all planes, cars, cows, oil, gas, and military, even if no other country would do the same. Brilliant. They're basically saying, I was watching something earlier, and I guess there's a fake one going around that this AOC said that she didn't write, that had kind of made it up, and it says something because hers doesn't talk about doing away with all planes and cars, but they were saying that just naturally by having other means, like if we have the mag-lift trains or the trains that go a little faster, and people quit using planes. But they're like, well, people in Hawaii will always have to use planes if they want to come to the mainland. So it's interesting.
Cars, gas. I mean, what about all the volcanoes that erupt? Are we gonna stop? Those?
Yeah.
How much money can you stop? I mean, yeah.
So they put cow farts, I guess.
Yeah.
Puts out a lot of
methane, I guess. Like greenhouse gas.
Ooh.
Oh, Don Bongino, Spygate.
So, 4 hours ago, Judicial Watch released State Department docs showing that the Clinton-linked Podesta group ran by Tony Podesta, the brother of John, who was a White House counselor and then was Clinton 2016 campaign chair, worked for a pro-Russia Ukraine political group and Party of Regions. A little bit of conflict of interest, maybe. Lots of conflict of interest surrounding the Clintons, their whole lives, it seems like. Their whole lives, folks, conflicts of interest.
Oh, it's funny.
So.
Oh, yeah. Now you look at that kind of stuff and you just see.
All right, so any questions or anything here, folks? Hitting about the hour mark. I'm a better. Got Tom Fitton and Judicial Watch.
I'll put that whole conversation to rest if you guys want me to, but you don't want me to. I don't want to talk about Israel and their women, their front line.
Yeah, we're not going to go there at all.
Women make good soldiers. We're not all that at all. Yes, we all do. We're not going against female soldiers and things of this nature. I still stand by what I say. That's my opinion. That's my beliefs. If you guys don't like it, comment on it.
That's it. Yeah, folks.
That's why we're here for this. We're not all. Yeah, exactly. Cows cannot fart. It's a proven fact. EB,
just like pigs don't sweat. Yes, freedom of speech.
And isn't that what plants? Isn't CO2 plant food? So shouldn't you promote that for healthy plant food?
Yeah. Thank you,
Christina
Hartington. Thank you.
Butchered your name. Sorry. Yeah, I always thought the whole what they're talking about, the whole green thing, it's such a farce. It really truly is. I mean, there's few things that you can prove emphatically with science, like yes, we inhale a bit of oxygen, mostly nitrogen, and a bunch of other stuff, and we exhale CO2. And the plants take in this CO2, use it as fuel in the photosynthesis process, and they fart out oxygen. It's a great thing how God made it. God's way of things is a great thing. And so, you think to yourself, we're going to regulate cows, we're going to regulate planes, vehicles. I mean, we're talking about gas and oil. How come there's no electric cars around? How can they put a kibosh on that for a long time? Or Mike, we were talking about this in Garage Talk. What about water vapor fuel? Cars that literally run off of water.
Yeah.
You get a gallon of water from your tap and okay, full tank, let's go. So.
Yes, folks, this is the kind of stuff that they don't want released. They've been, there's been many prominent different things.
SS Everetter, oops, sorry, I just missed it going really fast. The Earth can repair itself. I agree with you. I mean, I'm getting into some crazy things. How Mike and I always delve off on little rabbit holes just to keep our brains going on the side, and we come back and sometimes talk. And a lot of stuff we talk about never really makes it on some of these episodes. But one of the things I'm kind of getting into is the falsehood and the classification of what we now call fossil fuel. And that before a certain time, it wasn't classified as decayed biomatter as fossil. And that there are some wells in some old Argentinian wells that went dry in the 80s now have oil in them. And so I'm watching some crazy documentaries on that, some stuff on that, which is really interesting. So, yeah, it's really interesting. If Tesla said that the ionosphere sheds off more energy than you could possibly imagine, and we can fuel every bit of electrical device through just what the ionosphere sheds in a day, we can capture that up somehow. I mean, amazing. And we're still pumping this thing called petroleum that we have to refine. And it's explosive, but like not really. You know, put
Thank
it in
you,
chamber
Jess
and things
Loves
like that.
Truth.
Ooh.
Super chat. Thank you. Slim Frank, Fluid Pour art by Greg in the house.
Mm-hmm.
USMC Sniper and Secret Squirrel. Danielle.
David Broadhurst. I really wonder if we're in a real Twilight Zone. Mike and I would have probably agree with you 100%. We talk about it all the time about how it's not when we were kids. It's real Twilight Zone-y. These people are basing their answers and how they live their life based solely off their emotions and not off logic and reasoning. And yeah, you can actually see how the morals get degraded and lines get crossed that really shouldn't be crossed, you know.
All right. Yep. I will look, see if there's any more Q. I don't think there is.
They were saying Wells Fargo. I know that Wells Fargo is having some issues. I don't know if they're merging. Somebody's taking them over. You know, I wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't pay too much attention to like singular banks. Wells Fargo. They're still a part of the.
Can we please talk about Q Beta? Jesus loves truth. There is new Q drops today, folks. We already went over them earlier on in the video. I do have the DVR going. You should be able to go back, check them out. Here they are, post 2677. Welcome back. We never left. It's time to return publicly. And then 2676. Decent little. Just talking about Whitaker and his purpose and how long.
There's some Design 2 drops. Go check out, type in Design 2 in the search box. Get some good stuff. There's a Scaramucci model. Look up the Scaramucci play. Some good stuff. Talks about temp.
QMap.pub, folks.
Temporary position.
QMap.pub. All right.
On the website.
Again,
any more questions, you guys?
Yeah, last minute shout outs, questions, or concerns. We'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Who is backing
Lady Slipper. Wells Fargo connection to pedo money. I wouldn't doubt it, man. Yeah, that's crazy. That's really crazy. What their pedophilias were pipelining and laundering money through Wells Fargo. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it, man. Wheezy Girl. Whitaker is no long acting, as Barr is the new AG voted on the 6th. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, L. Patriot, why are we so awesome? I don't know. Geist88, super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Amy the mod. I saw Danielle Yelly earlier in here. Shout outs. Sniper, Randy Robbins, Danielle Bird. I had to turn on my 5G. Amy, Kimberly Carpenter. You guys are the best.
You guys are
The
awesome.
mods are in the house. Lisa Allard. Ruth Ginsburg. Don't know. Is Rod Rosenstein going down? I don't know. There's too much.
We think Ruth Bader Ginsburg is a little weekend at Bernie's. We don't know if they've got her on ice. So we don't know what's going on with her. It just seems
I mean, all the stuff we're waiting on is like publicly known. All these dots connect. It's real sketchy, and there's just no way that it cannot be turned up. If there's enough of it out in the papers and linked together, and all these people were worried about Trump, but look at all the personal collusions and personal people that know each other that should have recused themselves because you're not going to give a fair investigation. Just none of them did. So it just seems bad all the way around. And if all that gets ignored somehow, then I'm baffled.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a real baffling one as well. There's a lot happening behind the scenes that we're not seeing. A lot of people think Whitaker, what did Whitaker even do?
What do you think?
Nobody has.
Not another 4-year thing about stuff getting crazy. Thank you for the super chat, Delicate Bear. You're right. That's what this is not another 4-year election. It's going to be a house cleaning. It's going to be a curtain drop of sorts or some big boom for sure, folks. There's no way. There's no way. The going thing is that Mueller, they've released a few of these people around Trump just to make it look good, to prolong it. And, then if everyone's been happy about, well, this is nothing to do with Russia, but we got him on 8 year ago tax thing, personal thing before he ever really worked with Trump. And that's what we got him on. Yay, yeah, this sons of bitches are going down, Look, this guy's got a felony and he's around Trump, and that's what they found. What was it to do with Russia? No, but so if these other things come out that do with Russia and involve these people, and there's just no denying it, you can't use it. It's a political hack job that they're going after all these congressmen and people over here for, well, you guys are connected. You guys, I mean, the real crimes are right here, folks. So there is no denying. But yeah, let's give Ben here the final word. Anything he's got he wants to put out there to the people.
Yeah, no, I had a couple questions of Ocasio-Cortez, who's her handler, who is she working for? You just got to research who her parents are and where she grew up at. I mean, she's not from the Bronx, she's not, from the streets. So research, where she comes from, and know that in a lot of aspects, everything's a psyop. Everything's a psyop. So don't believe what we say. Don't trust what we say. Do your own research. Come to your own conclusions. Definitely connect your own dots. And have your morals stand high on what you believe, and fight for the truth, man. Because, if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you in your own life. I know that Mike and I, we always talk about, different things that we get into, and yeah, if you're interested in that, and we promote, hey, get into that. Go research that to the nth degree and exhaust all information you can about that one subject, so you can feel that you've taken in all you can to make a good educated decision on what you're moving forward to. And again, these crazy new Q drops, I don't think what we're doing is just for another 4-year term. I don't think it's just another presidency. We're hoping for literally a change of power and a refocus on who controls our country as we the people. No matter who you are, black, yellow, red, white, blue, green, no matter who you are, you have an equal say because you are a part of the United States of America and not the District of Columbia.
And there you have it. Yes. All right. We always love when Ben's on. I agree, folks. That was a pretty good closeout there. I might just pretty much leave it with that. But I was going to say also as well, yes, think about that. Not another 4-year election, folks. Not another, 4 years, nothing that gets done on either side. Looks like lots of things are happening, lots of things in real time, lots of things that we could all see. It's different. So the next big thing to happen is all these people to be the actual light to be shown, the true crimes, the true collusions, the true treasonous acts done upon our country, our sovereignty, just horrible things that will come to the public eye. At that point, there will be no more spinning. There will be no more fake news, at least for a small period of time, we would hope. Just a lot of truth. So again, I'll be back tomorrow. Look forward to some videos, some breaking news articles. I'm actually working on something now a little bit in the background. That's going to take a few days, and then other things coming up that I've obligated to. So again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless, Godspeed each and every one of you worldwide, and we'll see you back here real soon on the next Patriot Hour update video. Please make sure you're subscribed. Give us a thumbs up. That helps beat the algorithms. What do we mean? The bots that they say are in sometimes that will give you a view. The bots can't typically hit a thumbs up, so that helps beat that algorithm that they have. All right, so smash that like button. Make sure you're maybe toggle the switch to ring the bell. That way any videos we put out live or video wise, you get the alert. again, tomorrow's our 1 year. Appreciate it. So I got a little special something that I've been putting together that will be out tomorrow for the 1 year. All right. Thank you guys. It's been a great year. We'll see you back here real soon. Next Patriot Hour update.